Um, I don't usually make YouTube videos, but this is just something that has really been on my mind. Um, I'm 23. I understand that I'm young, and I understand that my life does not revolve around getting into a relationship and things like that. But I feel as though it's become much harder to date nowadays, in this modern day time. And because I'm Gen Z, I tend to likely date within my generation, but I don't know if dating is supposed to be this hard. I feel like I have a very, very difficult time trying to date people um who are a part of Gen Z. Um for me, I'm not interested in the endless, pointless talking stages that don't go anywhere. I'm not interested in situationships where we act like a couple for months and there's no title to it. I don't understand why it is that there's so much more enthusiasm when texting through a phone, but when we meet in person, it's awkward and dry. It's like the person can't speak, there's no interaction, they don't have social skills at all. Um, and the strange, obsession with social media and taking dating advice from other immature people on social media. You are taking social media advice from people and you are letting that determine how you should treat another human being. The standards nowadays for what makes you an eligible candidate or worthy of dating in my generation, they're absolutely absurd and they logically do not make sense to me. Just the most random, minuscule, minor, and insignificant things are these things that people are using to judge other people and determine if they are worthy enough of being in a relationship with. I feel as if, to me, in my mind, part of being in a relationship and just dating in general involves a sense of logic, a sense of common sense. I feel like that's really the basis. And I just continuously come across people who don't have that, saying and doing things that logically would be disrespectful to another person, just not putting in effort when you know that a relationship is based on effort, suddenly getting bored of the person with no surefire reason as to why. I honestly just feel as if I'm going to be single forever. I don't know if I am just not good at interacting with other human beings, but I just noticed that a lot of the people in my generation, the reason why it's so hard to date just seems like nobody has a real personality. Everybody's personality is influenced by social media, whatever social media is telling them to be, whatever type of fashion social media is telling them to have, the way that they speak, the way that they carry themselves, the way that they treat people, their own personal interests. It just all seems as if nobody is an actual free thinker, and nobody has hobbies. Everybody's just obsessed with being on TikTok all the time, and it's not to say that I'm against people for using it, but I feel as if humans should be well rounded, especially by us growing up in a generation where, a lot of us are early 2000s kids and really late 90s, and we grew up when stuff like this wasn't even really popular. So I don't understand why it is that we are acting as if we don't know how to pick up a book and read or develop hobbies or something that doesn't involve just being in front of a screen all day. It just makes me wonder, like, what are these people doing? They don't take anything seriously, and it's like the rest of the generations are getting this behavior. They are inspired by my generation, and now everybody's just acting the same. I just feel very disconnected. I feel like I don't belong with anybody because it just seems like everybody is the same. Nobody knows what they want. Everybody complains about being by themselves and nobody taking them seriously, and then they're the same ones that are playing people. I don't get it. I'm terrified. I feel like I'm not like talking to real people. I try to talk about things, they don't know what I'm talking about. They're talking about things I have no idea what they're talking about. But the difference is theirs is influenced by social media. Mine is influenced by education, research, hobbies. It's just like I worry because I feel like things are getting worse. I know that you're gonna talk to multiple people probably in life. You have to go through a few terrible people to get to the right person, but I haven't even been able to make it to the dating stage. Like, the person ends up friend zoning me or something, and I'm just like, what is the problem? Like, I don't know if it's something wrong with me, but I really do feel like there is an issue. I feel like the I feel like I feel as though the generations have something to do with affecting how things such as dating in a specific era is, and I absolutely hate it. Why is it so hard? Why is it like the people, like what why are the people who are serious getting the short end of the stick? Why does everybody just want to hook up and bang and create these useless things without titles? What is a situationship? What is that? I don't mean to vent, or complain too much. I just really needed a place to speak my mind, and I'm wondering if anybody else feels the same way that I do. Um, I know I can't generalize all of Gen Z, but I do strongly feel like there is like an 80-20 ratio, a 90-10 ratio, where the smallest percentage are the ones that are actually not flowing with the herd. am doing what everybody else is doing and believing in this toxic hookup culture and actually use logic and common sense when it comes to dating and actually know how to interact and meet people. Everybody wants to meet on an app. I don't want to use an app. I want to actually interact with like a human being. I want to interact with a real person. Why do you text better than you can physically interact with somebody? Why do you think I'm like not worthy of dating? Because I don't know certain TikTok phrases, what does that have to do with it? That's it, I'm done, Sorry if I annoy anybody with this. I just really need to get it off my chest.